Hey guys, welcome back to the CulePodcast. Welcome back to another video. On today's video, we have a lot to talk about. There's been a lot of news in regards to Barcelona. Some good news, some bad news. But guys, before I get started in the video and we talk about everything in regards to Barcelona, make sure to follow me on all of my social media platforms. Everything's posted down below in the description. Go over there and check me out. That way you guys can stay up to date with everything that I do on the channel. Well, guys, let's get straight into the video and let's talk about Frenkie De Jong because it has been officially confirmed by the player and by the Dutch National Federation that Frenkie De Jong will miss the Euros due to injury. Now, this is a huge blow to Frenkie De Jong, who's really excited, to play in the Euros for the Dutch national team. He did come out a couple days ago and basically told me that he was going to do everything in his power, and even force himself, which at the time did cause some controversy, to be able to, to play the Euros. But unfortunately, that is not the case. Frenkie De Jong, he did make a post, talking about his disappointment, and I want to give you his words in regards to that injury. I'm sad and disappointed that I won't make it to the Euros. We've been doing a lot of it the past few weeks, but my ankle needs more time. Unfortunately, it's a dream and greatest honor to represent our country in a final tournament, wearing the orange shirt, singing the Will Hemos. I completely apologize if I butchered that. I'm pretty sure that's the national anthem, and feeling the support of the entire country. But now I will, like the rest, like the entire Orange Legion, cheer for our team from the sidelines. Let's go, boys! And now, this is huge blows to Frenkie De Jong, but looking at it from a Barcelona perspective, this is positive as Frenkie De Jong, he will have the entirety of the summer to rest and heal that ankle. He did have a lot of injury problems throughout the season. He did get injured in the game against Athletic Club, and he did get injured in the El Clasico. Two injuries to that ankle, which is absolutely basically hampered his season. And even Ronald Koeman, funny enough, he came out into the media and he said some interesting words, which I do want to talk about them. And I want to know your guys' thoughts in regards to this. These are Ronald Koeman's words in regards to that Frenkie De Jong injury. Frenkie De Jong has a history with this injury. The club over there, Barca, decided to take a risk, and now we have to pay the price. Now, I just sense some salt here from Ronald Koeman. Now, we all know that Ronald Koeman did not leave Barcelona in the best of ways. And here's the thing, that first injury against Athletic Club, Frenkie De Jong, he goes for an aerial duel, and when he's falling down, he just rolls his ankle. That's nothing that Barcelona can do. And in the second time where he gets injured in El Clasico, Frenkie De Jong, he goes for a 50-50 challenge, hits the ball, and in those type of challenges, anything can happen. So it's two unlucky injuries for Frenkie De Jong that just hampered his ankle. I think this is just Ronald Koeman just basically, showing his anger and frustration in missing such a key player due to such, silly injuries. But now moving away, and as always, we wish Frenkie De Jong the best, possible recovery. That way he can come back onto the pitch. But now moving on, guys, I'm going to be talking about Hansi Flick because he has already made some decisions in regards to some player, and he has put new names on the table in regards to transfer targets. Now, we all know that Hansi Flick, he did put a stop to the Guido Rodriguez deal, as well as the Sergio Roberto deal. He's put a standstill to both of them, and right now the Guido Rodriguez agreement with Barcelona has completely collapsed. Hansi Flick does not want Guido Rodriguez to come for Barcelona, and looking at Hansi Flick's system, it makes sense. In Hansi Flick's system, you don't really need a positional pivot like Guido Rodriguez, and Guido Rodriguez was going to come Barcelona on a free, and he was basically going to become a substitute player for Xavi. And Hansi Flick has said, hey, I do not want Guido Rodriguez. And I want to know your guys' thoughts in regards to this. I personally would have loved to see Guido Rodriguez come to Barcelona, be a substitute player. But the thing is, if he is not going to fit into Hansi Flick's system, then it's completely understandable why he does not want the Argentine. And the same thing goes for Sergio Roberto. Hansi Flick has also said no to Sergio Roberto's renewal. However, the club, they're basically saying, hey, Sergio Roberto, wait until August to see if we can register. But Sergio Roberto says, hey, I'm not going to be waiting much longer. He's basically 90% out of the door at Barcelona, and he's already in talk with other clubs. And the sensation is that this is Sergio Roberto's last year at the club. and possibly his last year in Europe. But talking about players who Hansi Flick has wanted to bring in, we have to talk about Angelo Stiller, the German midfielder for Stuttgart. Now, Stuttgart had an amazing season. I believe they finished second in the Bundesliga above Bayern Munich. They've had an absolutely spectacular season, and Angelo Stuttgart is a player that Hansi Flick has put on the table in order to reinforce that Barca midfielder. He is a pivot. He is an out-and-out, central defensive midfielder, which is absolutely perfect in what Barcelona need. But the thing is, I haven't seen much of him, and I'm pretty sure none of us have seen much of him. We don't know if he is, Barcelona level. But the thing is, he does have good qualities. He is very technical on the ball. He's very good defensively. He did play a majority of the games for Stuttgart. He played over 91% of the games. His release clause right now is current. Well, I mean, he has no release clause, but his market value is 20 million euros. And Barcelona right now, they're just keeping an eye on Angelo Stiller, just seeing, hey, is he a player that we can potentially reinforce that Barcelona midfielder? And in the coming days, Barcelona, they most likely will make an offer, or just just keep up with the reports in regards to Angelo Stiller, and just keep an eye on him, as Hansi Flick, he does want him. Another player who has been, another player whose name has been put on the table is that of Jeremiah Frimpong. Now, this has caught me completely off guard, because our right back is not something that Barcelona desperately need right now. Looking at mine, that we have, Julian Araujo, we have Jules Koundé, and we have Serginho Dest. That right back position, I would say, is not something that we desperately need, but it is an option that we can reinforce and move Jules Koundé back into the center back spot. Barcelona right now, they put down their first offer for Jeremiah Frimpong. We don't know the amount of money that Barcelona have put down, but the player right now, he wants to make his decision on whether he wants to leave Leverkusen after the Euros end, as he is with the Dutch national team at the moment. And the thing is, with Jeremiah Frimpong, his contract ends in 2028. He has a market value of 50 million euros, and so it's not going to be cheap to bring in Jeremiah Frimpong. And Jeremiah Frimpong, he's a fantastic player. I am a huge fan of him. He is a natural right back, very fast, very pacey, has a lot of goals and assists in him, can play in multiple positions, and he's basically, the perfect right back. Just the thing is this, media slash rumor true? Because this could just be a ploy from the agent in order to bring up Jeremiah Frimpong's market value, get him a better contract. Because the thing is, Bayer Leverkusen, even though they have had a good season, we don't know if this season is going to be replicated. And so, is his agent just basically using Jeremiah Frimpong, attracting the name of Barcelona just to get him a better contract and just stay at Bayer Leverkusen? That's the thing, guys. But guys, that was it for the Barcelona news of the day. Definitely let me know your thoughts on everything I discussed on today's video. What do you guys make of that Frenkie De Jong injury? He will be missing the Euros. He will not be playing for the Dutch national team. And what do you guys make of Hansi Flick putting a stop to the Guido Rodriguez deal, putting a stop to Sergio Roberto's renewal, and putting the names of Angelo Stiller and Jeremiah Frimpong on the table? Two names that could reinforce Barcelona next season. Definitely let me know your thoughts on everything discussed on today's video. And as always, guys, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for supporting me. I'll catch you guys all on the next video.